Hello guys, I will show you in a quick moment now that there is this mixer tab in INAV and we needed to manually change the values in the mixer for the right motor to spin. So apparently in the new version of INAV you don't have to manually do that. There is a motor mixer wizard and you can easily change the motor number there. It's something similar to the resource mapping in Betaflight. So, yeah, so let's jump into the INAV menu and I'll show you the exact configuration that I mean. So let me connect my USB cable to, yeah, so as you can see, this is a multi-rotor. I configured it as a multi-rotor platform with a quad-X configuration. The motor 1 is here on the rear right, motor 2 is on the top right, motor 3 is on the rear left, motor 4 is on the top left. So this is the default configuration, and that is there when you flash INAV. As you can see, there are 4 motors in the quad configuration, and then each motor has a particular value for all the 4 directions: throttle, roll, pitch, yaw. Each have a different value. So earlier, as I said earlier, we needed to change these or swap these values for the motors, so that the right configuration is applied for a particular motor, and the motor and then the right motor that you wanted spins. But now we have this mixer wizard here, which you don't have to manually change all these values here. You just click the mixer wizard and use the right motor. So let me quickly show you before we go to the mixer wizard. In the outputs tab, your propellers on. So the propellers have to be off before you do this, as it states here in red bold: remove all propellers. So I have done that, and let me show you. I click this, and then if I try to spin motor 1, then actually the rear right motor should be spinning, but in my configuration, or in the default configuration of INAV, the motor number is not exactly what it is. So even if I try to start motor 1, it's actually motor 4 here that is shown here. This is the one that's spinning, and if I try to do motor 4, motor 1 is spinning. So these two, motor 1 and motor 4, are swapped. So for them to spin, for the right motor to spin, I have to change or swap these motors in the mixer wizard, which we will do in a moment. And the same with the motor 3. If I spin motor 3, motor 2 is spinning, and if I try to spin motor 2, motor 3 spins. So the order or the numbering of the motors that spins is not exactly what you want them to be. So now if we go to so just before doing this change, I just want you guys to make a note of this. I have already done that here in the notepad. So motor 1 is 1 minus 1 1 minus 1, and you can see the same here: 1 minus 1 1 minus 1. And motor 2 is 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, and so on. So now I have copied all these values for each motor here in notepad, just to compare after we do the switch in the mixer wizard. So we do the change in the mixer wizard, these motor 1 and 4 values will be swapped, and the same with 2 and 3, which makes the drone fly properly as it should. So let's get back to the mixer wizard. So now, as we said, motor 1 was motor 4. Do this, and motor 4 was motor 1, and motor 3 was motor 2, and motor 2 was motor 3. So we do this change and just click apply. So when you click apply, already you can see that the values here have changed to be. So 1 and 4 are swapped, and 2 and 3 are swapped as well, which is what we want. So it could be different for your drone, which motor should be swapped. So yeah, make sure for your drone, for your build, which motor should be spinning, and make a note of it, and then swap those motors here in the mixer wizard. And now I'm going to click save and reboot. Yeah, now we are back, and it's and the motors are actually swapped. But if you go to the outputs tab, and now if you try to spin your motors again, you will still see that the motors, the numbering of the motors is still same as what it used to be, even though the values in the mixer tab are now changed. It will still not show you the correct motor that is spinning. It will still show you your old configuration. This is not update. This is not up to date with the new configuration that you have done in the mixer tab. But you can go out and fly. The only way to check is go out and fly and see that yeah, your drone is not flipping out and flying. And like we have seen in the earlier video, my drone was flipping out. So now let's go again and check how the drone does, if it flips out or if it flies. And my guess is it should be flying well. So let's go out and check. Alright, so now we have done the check, and we see that the motors are now spinning correctly, and I could fly my drone without any problems, without it flipping out, which is very good. So yeah, so that was a quick tip about the motor mixer in INAV.